My name is William Farm. I just graduated with a bachelor's degree in business management. I planned on going back to school. I went to college right out of high school and I didn't do so well, and then I started working at Pratt and I got married and had children, and kind of just kept pushing it off. And this one guy in particular kept harassing me, and one day he gave me a telephone number of a advisor. I called the advisor, and the next day I enrolled. So it worked out really well. I mean, I liked the way the curriculum was set up. You know, he gave me a list of all the classes that I needed to take, and it was pretty simple to do. Every 5 weeks, same place all the time. It was just a convenient way to do it, and it worked. The greatest challenge originally was probably time management, and then it was the learning teams. Probably just learning how to know when you wanted to kind of run the show, when you wanted to just influence what was going on, or sometimes just take a step back and let everybody else drive, and you just kind of blend in. I think that was probably, I always went into it, always just thinking that I wanted to get good grades and just go to school. I was never into it as a popularity contest. It wasn't about controversy. You know, all I wanted to do is do the best I can and have people around me help them and have them help me, but I never wanted it to turn into a struggle. And at times, because I had so many credits when I started, that I ended up in a lot of different cohorts. I probably was in 6 different cohorts in the 3.5 years. So I had to learn how to get along with a lot of different people. And I guess that was a challenge. You know, anytime you're dealing with other people, it's a challenge. My favorite memories of the experience in general was probably having one of those challenging classes, having some kind of big project due, and working together and struggling, and maybe sometimes waiting for the last minute for certain things, and then when it all comes together, when you actually stand up and do a presentation per se, and everybody does it nicely, everybody does it perfectly, and you get an A. I mean, it's just a great feeling, because that confidence carries into everything that you do. You know, if you get through one of these tough 5-week courses and you end up with an A, when you get to work or you have other things that go on in life, you just feel like you can do it. You know what I mean? Because you've gotten through so many things with that 5 weeks, and then when you finally when something else comes up, it just makes it much more easier for you to do it, because you feel like, hey, if I can do that, I can do anything. Well, I learned early on in life, working in corporate America without a degree for a long time, that you have to have that degree. But even more than that, you have to go to school for more than just to go, or because you have to. You have to go there and learn, and not only learn knowledge, but also learn how to deal with other people, and just learn an awareness of what you want to do for the rest of your life. And I started school again late, and I always worked for Pratt, but I never had an opportunity to do anything impacting from a young age, and I'm trying to instill that into my daughters. It's difficult because they're all at that age where they want to do their own thing, and the school is boring and that kind of thing. But I always try and drive it to them. There's like, what is that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, where rich people teach their kids differently than poor people. They teach them that. Right now, like my kids are, one of my daughters is a freshman in high school, the other was in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. That's the most important part of their lives, almost. That's like a turning point of their lives. What they learn at those 2 points makes a big difference in the rest of their lives. So that's what I try and instill in them. And I'm an example, I'm an example. And my kids see me at 3 o'clock in the morning banging on a laptop, trying to get something done that I have to do. And they see the same. They say, Dad could do it, we can do it. So I try. I'm not always successful, but I try the best I can. In my line of business, I could lose my job tomorrow, or I can get promoted tomorrow. So it's kind of hard to say. But I think just the knowledge that I got while I was here, the skills, the computer skills that I've mastered while I was here, and the confidence that I have I can do pretty much anything I want to from here on out, I think. You're in action now. This is current and relevant. Everything that you learn now, you go out and you see somebody, at a restaurant, or you're at the water cooler, at work, or whatever, and they say something about something. It's like, you just did a 10-page paper on that the day before, and you can get into almost any conversation that's going on, and like I said, be relevant and current on it, and know a lot, sometimes more than a lot of people. It just makes you kind of fit in somewhere. It's nice.